The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? Do you love a good booster? Wait. They're what you say? Oh dear. Well, okay. Boots. Riley May, as the name implies, but Scott and Amber aren't too fond of the practice after watching I Love Boosters. And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
This is why I am glad that I no longer own stores with physical inventory in them.
Yeah, people steal things.
They do. And this one probably hits a little close for us because the movie theater that we actually go to has a lot of problems with this exact thing.
People stealing things? What do you mean?
Stores getting boosted.
Oh, you don't mean the theater itself. You just mean the general location.
Yeah.
There was
greater area.
a very large mob theft in the area once upon a time.
They apparently loved boosting too.
Yeah, I can't say I'm familiar with that term, but let's fill in folks first with what we're talking about, and then we'll get into some Q&A. We are talking about I Love Boosters, and apparently boosters are thieves. I'm not familiar with that
I believe
term.
there are also people who give money to the PTA.
Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of boosters. I think of fundraising, but apparently in the context of this film, it is people who steal stuff and then sell it from their cars or their houses or whatnot. Is that a term you were familiar with prior to this?
So while I don't know if I've ever actually heard the term boosters used this way, I definitely have heard of boosted inventory.
And why would anyone love boosters? Why is that the name of this film? I Love Boosters. It seems like it should be I Hate Boosters or We're Boosters or something.
Yeah. Full disclaimer, I used to own a store, a couple of them, that had actual physical inventory that did get itself boosted more often than I would have liked. I guess boosting is more brazen.
I mean,
Like you're just doing like this huge, basically like smash and grab type thing.
but why would
I just had
anyone
good old
love?
fashioned theft.
But why would anyone love boosters? I was confused.
I mean, if
out
you're a
of the
booster,
gate.
you probably love boosters. Or if you're someone who's dating a booster.
I don't know. I was confused out of the gate with that term for the movie. I think that was kind of dumb. But I also thought the entire movie was kind of dumb because I did not book this movie. And you're like, oh, we got to make sure to see I Love Boosters. And I'm like, I didn't book that on purpose. Do you really want to see it? And you said, yeah, it has really good reviews. I said, okay, I booked it. And
It was really funny.
says you.
It was really funny.
Says you.
I see why it has a, as of this time, 92% score on Rotten Tomatoes.
It was not funny. It was absolutely stupid. But that's just my opinion. And if you enjoyed I Love Boosters and you love boosters, more power to you. This was not a movie I enjoyed even a little bit. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Listen, the movie was wacky for sure.
Wacky is in the rearview mirror.
You
So
just kinda
far
went-
behind.
You just kind of went with it at a certain point. You're like, yep, that's the world we're going to live in.
Yeah. So I'm going to let you take the lead on this since this was a Scott movie and since I kind of hated it. And,
no, that's-
and
that-
we're going to go. Let's go now. Ready, set, go.
Yeah, no, that never really goes well for the episode. I am definitely not a good play-by-play guy. Something about my ADHD. So it may be a Scott movie, but I'm still going to let you be the play-by-play person.
Okay, fine. So the plot line for I Love Boosters is there is a little group of women who, number one, they steal stuff and they sell it and they pass out flyers at laundromat and at clubs, and they have people come into spaces and cars and vans to buy the apparel that they have stolen from stores, and they make money.
Yeah, this one-liner that I'm seeing for the movie I think is great. Professional shoplifters, which first of all, why is there such a thing as a professional shoplifter? That is not good.
Yeah.
Professional shoplifters embark on a wild adventure as they target a cutthroat fashion mogul.
And that fashion mogul. Her name is Christy, and she is the epitome of a successful designer. Christy Smith has stores all over. She has fashion shows. And our main character, Corvette, who also sometimes goes by her, I think her real name is Cassandra, is just gaga over Christy Smith. And she has read her book twice, and she thinks she's a fascinating designer. But at the same time, her little band of girls is hitting Christy's stores.
I don't know if Christie's exactly a Miranda Priestley, but
Oh, is that Sex and the City reference?
no, that's Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, got my Mirandas mixed up.
So many Mirandas.
Yeah, I think there's two total.
This
and
Miranda, that Miranda, right?
That's true. There's 3 Mirandas. So the last heist that they did has Christy Miller talking about these women, or Christy Smith rather, and calling them, what does she call them?
Low-life urban bitches.
Low-life
With
urban bitches.
all respect to urban bitches.
Yeah, and at this point, Corvette gets bent out of shape out about this, and she also is kind of has a little crush on Christy Smith. So she sees the
Professional crush.
Yeah. She sees a little coffee cart that she recognizes that goes and visits Christy's office. So she hides in the bottom of the coffee cart. She gets into Christy's office and she's trying to escape. She gets caught. She pretends she's the manager of the coffee cart, but then she also discloses some personal information of, I love this color and I love your work. And she just drops enough information and stays just long enough that Christy recognizes her in one of the videos at a theft from one of Christy's stores.
So before we go too far, can we talk about Christy's office space for a moment?
The crooked office and the crooked skyscraper.
Yep.
What the hell is up with that?
I was about to say, this wasn't the office that was crooked. It was the whole freaking building.
Yeah, the whole building is the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah, only worse. Like you could actually get winded going to answer your door.
Yeah, because it's occupied. They have businesses in there. And gee, when you open Christie's door, you are immediately on a downhill slope as if you were skiing. And
presumably you were on a downhill slope before you opened the door.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck was up with that, but that was weird.
They definitely wanted some quirky in there, and they got it on that office.
So I'm just going to give a really quick overview of the rest of the film. If you don't want the insanity spoiled, obviously don't listen, but I'm going to at least lay the groundwork so then we can go back, okay? So this group of women targets Christie's stores. They steal stuff, but in that conversation where Corvette was hiding in the coffee cart and made small talk with Christy, she overheard that there was something about $100,000 suits that Christy's been working on. And go ahead.
To put a value on something, that means you have to have one person who's willing to sell it for that price and another person who's willing to buy it for that price. And you don't have a lot of buyers. Like, all of your buyers for this are basically very wealthy, top-end people who just have money. They don't give a crap money. And that kind of, I guess it does leave the value at that, but it's for so few people. So,
okay.
What normal person is going to pay $100,000 for any clothing?
Well, and we will get into that. So this group of girls, which they have called, what was it, the Velvet Gang by Christy, they are knocking off stores, but then they see this one girl go into a store that they were planning to knock off themselves, which they were working at and kind of laying the groundwork to steal a bunch of stuff here. But they come out and all the clothes are gone, and they're like, what happened?
Literally, they knocked off the store in like 2 minutes.
And it
entirely, not stole some things, like left the store bare.
Yeah, and this isn't even a they. It's one woman, and she has some sort of device that looks like a magic bag that just sucks everything off off of the hangers. Not the hangers disappear. Everything just miraculously pulls off all the racks and gets sucked into this magic bag. At least that's what it looks like. They track her down. Her name's Jian Yu, and she works at the factory in China that makes all of Christie's clothes. And they are overworked and underpaid, and they are unhappy. So Jian Yu has stolen advice that
From the Chinese government. That makes sense.
Yeah, that Christy Smith has been also testing. And what it is the primary function on it is, and we later learn it has two other functions, but the primary function is it's a teleporter. And Christy wants to use this to be able to teleport her goods to avoid shipping costs from China.
It's a great freaking.
Yeah.
If you got it, that saves a lot of time and a lot of money.
Yeah, and Christy Smith has plans for this device. And initially it looks like a bag, but what it is it's just kind of a round hole, kind of like they liken it to a toilet seat cover. It's just round.
Yeah, so I was very amused by this because they were blue and orange.
Mm-hmm.
And for any of you video gamers, I'm sure this was a nod to this. Whoever played the game Portal, which was basically you had blue and orange portals and thing would transfer through one and to the other one. So
okay.
I was very amused by the Portal reference.
Okay, little inside intel in there. So they catch up with this woman and basically say, hey, you're stealing stuff. We want to steal that stuff. And they come up with a partnership at that point that they're going to steal stuff, but they're also going to help Jian Yu's coworkers back in China. But at this point, Christy has locked down her stores. There are guards, and every store looks like a safe now, and you cannot get in.
Yeah, no, literally, it looks like there's safe doors on the front doors.
Yeah, exactly.
Which at a certain point, I'm probably putting them on there too.
Yeah. And just summarizing the whole rest of this film, because we just got to get there. The $100,000 suits are actually meat suits for human beings. So
Suit?
If you were to step out of your skin, that would be a suit.
Yeah, custom made.
And if you're not wearing one of these $100,000 meat suits, you literally see all of the muscles and tendons and all of the red body parts that are underneath your skin.
Exactly what it would look like if you didn't have your skin.
And those are people who walk and talk, and they're wearing the meat suits. Okay.
A little fun claymation going on with this.
So this whole thing goes off the rails in all kinds of weird ways, where we have this portal that also has other settings to completely change things around.
Yeah, it could also be a situation advancer or a deconstructor.
And in the midst of this, there is a guy that Corvette kind of has a crush on, and in between
Pinky ring guy?
Yes, in between the portal, in between the meat suits, all of this weird stuff, there is this guy who apparently is a demon and sucks the soul out of you by giving you oral, if you're a woman, and sucks the soul right out of you till you just crust up and crack up because you have nothing left in you because your soul has been sucked out through your nether regions. Ask me, people, why this is not an Amber film. There are so many things going on here that just made me want to take a nap.
There were several times I actually laughed out loud. I think it even got a snort out of me at one point.
Oh, yeah. You very much enjoy this film and you laughed very heartily. And for anyone who this is your jam, you will absolutely love I Love Boosters. I did not love Boosters.
Listen, at a certain point, you have to embrace the ridiculousness.
Oh, I wasn't resisting it, but it just wasn't not my jam.
I started to like the film for the same reasons I like Zoolander.
I think I saw 10 minutes of Zoolander and I said, life's too short to watch this. And I stopped
watching. Yeah, it's one of those
watching.
movies that's so ridiculous and so bad that it actually curves back up into good. Because they're just completely making fun of themselves.
All right. So all of that said, where do you want to start with what would you do? What would you do if you were Christy and had your stores broken into and someone leaves behind a candy wrapper every time? What would you do if you had a professional crush on someone and then they caught you in their office. What would you do if you discovered there was this portal device where you could go back and forth between Oakland,
Okay, this is
California, and China?
this is a little too much here. For one, I would not choose to be a booster. Just not really my thing.
But people love boosters. I love boosters. You love boosters.
I bet
Everybody
you
loves
do.
boosters.
Why-
Yeah, I actually don't.
And everyone loves boosters, and everyone hates Chris. So I'll be the person they hate.
For those who didn't understand that was a TV show with Chris Rock. Everybody hates Chris. I like that show.
Yeah,
It was
I know
clever.
you did. You didn't like I Love Boosters, but you loved I Hate Chris.
Everybody hates Chris.
Everybody.
Not I. Everybody hates Chris.
Everyone. So, man, you fired off so many what would you do's there all in a row.
Pick one, anyone. Come up with your own.
If I've got the portals, dear Lord, like, that would be insane. Now, it's not necessarily as insane as you might think, because it's not like, wow, I can teleport something from anywhere to anywhere else. Yeah, but you have to physically move the portal to where it is you want it to be.
Yeah, it's not a one-man operation. You need someone with a portal on the other end, too, to get you back.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, I can ship all these goods to China. And somebody's like, oh, I can ship them all to Japan, too. Yeah, if you hop your ass on a plane and get to Tokyo.
Oh, also, too, let's not forget, in the midst of all of this, a couple of workers at one of Christie's retail stores are trying to unionize because they're putting in all of this time and effort working there, and their paychecks are $38 and $42 because they have to wear Christie's outfits.
Yeah, they're
being
forced to buy
charged.
their work outfit, which is insanely expensive.
And it changes every month because each store has its own color scheme, and you need to buy the color for that month. So, yeah, you working there is pretty much you're working for pennies on the dollar.
You have to not only wear that color and that line, but it's got to be that year.
Yeah, it's got to be in season.
Like,
you can't wear last year's
Yeah,
yellow.
last year's yellow straight out. Well, I'm not working there for a million reasons, not the least of which being I don't know if I'm the least fashionable person you'll ever meet, but if you put me into a room of 10 people, one might be less fashionable. And the other 8 are probably more.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to not work there because you wouldn't get hired.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
So what else did we have? Oh, if you're getting your stores knocked off, I've had to deal with that before. I own card stores, and people would steal from me.
Oh, what kind of cards? Do you want to tell for the folks?
Oh,
What
like
kind of
Magic the Gathering, like playing cards.
Playing cards.
Pokemon, stuff
Okay.
like that. We had all sorts of inventory.
cards? Not a greeting card store.
No, board games, video games, role playing, like the whole thing.
Okay.
And it wasn't just the customers who were stealing from you.
Did you love them? Did you love your boosters?
I did not.
I can't imagine it. Why anyone would. Why would anyone love boosters?
Yeah, let me tell you, when you're having to deal with shrinkage and calculate, it's something that can get you very, very angry.
Oh, I bet. Who wants to be stolen from? Nobody wants to be stolen. I remember one time I had something taken from my locker in 10th grade, and I felt so violated. And that's small peanuts compared to what a lot of people endure with having things stolen. So,
Yeah. For everything you have stolen, you have to sell one just to be dead even.
well, do
And
you
that's
mean if that's a
if you're-
50%? If that's a 50% markup,
Yeah, that's
I mean?
if you got a 50% on that. For a lot of stores and a lot of places, like, it's not uncommon to see 80 or markups that are only like 10 or 20%. So if you steal one, they might have to sell 8 just to cover the loss.
Oh, that
that.
stinks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's rough. So, no, again, I've owned physical stores that sold items. I'm not going to love boosters. I can love the movie. I think the movie was funny as hell, but no, and I'm not selling like high-end fashion. You're her. You just get security guards that are just right there.
This is one of those movies where people are going to take a side. They're either like, oh, I prefer Scott's taste in movies, or, oh, I think I prefer Amber's taste in movies, because there are some movies that I take definite sides on of, I hated this film. And in contrary, you love this film. So on one hand, it's nice to have that differing opinion so we can look at things through our own lens. But the other hand, I feel like these are the ones that people say, oh, yeah. If Scott says he likes it, I'm in. Or if Amber says she hates it, I'm in. Or vice versa.
I don't know if I loved it, but I did think it was a different, innovative movie. It's not like
you laughed a lot.
Everything else you're watching.
Yeah. No, it was definitely not like anything else you've ever seen.
Yeah, you have to be willing to embrace the absurd. And if you're not, you're going to freaking hate it. But at a certain point, you're just like, yep, we have
it's not that
toilet seats that can.
Well, they weren't really toilets.
Yeah, like combination teleporter / vacuum cleaner that sucks everything up and sends it back to China.
Yeah, it's not that I didn't embrace the absurd. I just didn't find it amusing. But anyway, back to some what would you do's. What would you do if you had this whole game plan of knocking out Christie's stores, and along comes GNU, who is trying to punish Christie by taking her stuff, but mostly to get her attention so she can say, hey, we have all your clothes. You need to pay our workers more, have them be able to just have this one job and not multiple jobs because they're not getting paid enough. And
not have working conditions that are literally killing us.
Yeah. They have this thing where they sandblast denim and it's making everyone sick.
I don't know much about denim sandblasting.
I don't even know if that's really a thing. Maybe it's kind of a joke with how denim can be beat up looking.
But let's find out. Hey, intern, is denim sandblasting actually a thing done in sweatshops, or is that just completely made up?
Denim sandblasting is a real process used to create a distressed look on jeans, and it has been documented as a hazardous practice in various garment manufacturing facilities.
Okay, great. So what would you do now if you just had this very self-serving mission of stealing clothes so you could sell them to people so you could make money, and then you have GNU who has a legitimate, very valid human rights concern?
Well, it certainly got to the point where it wasn't all completely just for selling. Like, we kind of hit the point here where Corvette was just angry at Christie for calling them low-class urban bitches.
Well, and that anger escalated when Christie connected the dots on who Corvette really was when she was in her office and realized she was one of the boosters. And she used some of that conversation to agitate Corvette by using her favorite color and saying, this is my house and it's all in aquamarine. And that was Corvette's favorite color. And then
Are you sure it's aquamarine and not turquoise?
Yeah. And then buying the candy company of the candy bars that Corvette eats and that she leaves the wrapper behind at the crime scenes. And Christie actually buying that candy company to discontinue the candy so Corvette cannot have her candy bars.
Like, not only discontinue it, but go to all the shops
and
grab back all the inventory.
And recall them all and take them off the shelves. Yeah, so
all in a matter of, like, a day, maybe.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. But, I loved the level of ridiculousness. I bought in. Yeah, that's a level of petty. That is... You're buying a candy bar company to screw one person
out of having the candy.
Out of having that candy.
There
is no level of petty I think you're going to find that's more petty than that.
That is the kind of money that people who have too much money, you can just do stuff like that. Just to be petty, just to screw one person over when you have that kind of FU money.
Yeah, that was the definition of actual FU money. Like, I don't care about this, but FU.
Yeah. What would you do if your favorite candy was not available anywhere? I have that happen a lot. A lot of things I enjoy actually get discontinued and never to be offered or sold again.
I have to keep her like kind of somewhat discontent with me at all times. Because if she ever really, really loved me, I would be discontinued.
You would be discontinued. And RIP Panda Express orange chicken made with Beyond Chicken. Oh no! Oh, wait, what is the sound? All right, so we have some other what would you do's, and the fact that now the Velvet, oh, I forgot the name already. I have a mental block here.
The Velvet Gang.
Velvet Gang, thank you. Have now discovered that the $100,000 suits are actually these meat suits, and everyone who they encounter with these suits, they're just wearing suits because they're at a meeting, and they think these suits are $100,000. Take off those suits. We're going to steal them, and they're just regular suits. But they take those off. And then they're standing there naked, but then they take off their skins. What do you do when someone does that? That's crazy.
I'm turning around. I'm throwing my hand out there and say, F you, I'm out. This is too much. I give.
Because who are you going to resell those to? Who is walking around without skin? Who?
Well, they did say that this wouldn't be good for other people, and they were right.
Well, they pass them around, too, amongst this group of like 10 or so people who have no skins. They pass them around, and sometimes they wear different people wear the same skin. So the women actually knew one of the people in the skin, but that person didn't recognize him, and it's because someone else was wearing that meat suit, and that wasn't really the same person. Why would they continue to steal these and run off with them? How you don't sell those by passing out flyers in a laundromat?
No, that was actually just an FU at that point.
Was it?
Well, I think in the moment it was, I'm taking these with to see if we can figure out something to do with it, and or we're going to deconstruct these.
Can you even imagine? And what are these?
I didn't have to imagine. I got several scenes
where
I didn't have to imagine at all. I might need to scrub that from my brain.
It was yucky. It was yucky seeing all those people run around without skins. There was a lot of red, a lot of muscles and tendons and stuff. It was yucky. It was fascinating, I guess, if I thought I was going to an anatomy movie. You know, but
no, you were going to a movie where you loved it.
I love anatomy.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.